Chocolate chip cookies with pudding are soft and delicious. Although vanilla pudding is the most common type of pudding to add to a chocolate chip cookie recipe, thinking about Argentine cuisine can give you some great ideas. If you're looking for an easy, basic chocolate chip cookie with pudding recipe that you can tweak to suit your own tastes, keep watching. These chocolate chip cookies with pudding are easy and delicious. Let's go over the recipe. So the base is a normal chocolate chip cookie recipe, starting off with 2 sticks of butter that are softened. I didn't leave my butter out long enough, so what I did is I stuck the bowl with the 2 sticks of butter into the microwave and microwave the butter on high in 10-second intervals until it was soft to the touch like this, but not melted. Half a cup of white sugar, half a cup of light brown sugar, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 large eggs, and 1 teaspoon each of baking soda and salt. And of course, 1 12-ounce bag of chocolate chips. I'm using semi-sweet. And of course, the pudding is where this recipe starts to differ. Most chocolate chip with pudding recipes call for vanilla pudding, but in this chocolate chip cookie recipe, I'm using lemon pudding. In Argentina, people really like to combine citrus with chocolate, and as a matter of fact, if you look at my red velvet cake recipe, it's actually a chocolate orange cake. It's really delicious. It's a really awesome flavor combination, which unfortunately is not very common in the United States. So I'm using lemon pudding, and you definitely could use lemon zest or lemon extract, but I'm going to go with orange to make these cookies citrus chocolate chip cookies. So I have 2 teaspoons of orange zest, 1.5 medium navel oranges. If you don't want to use zest, you could definitely use extract. If you're using extract, I would use 1 teaspoon of either lemon or orange extract, because when you're substituting zest and extract, you need 2 teaspoons of zest for every 1 teaspoon of extract. So, like I said, feel free to use extract if you want, but I like to see the little bits of zest in the cookies. So I'm going to start this recipe by adding in the sugars, the eggs, the salt and the baking soda, and now I'm going to cream those ingredients together. Now that those ingredients are blended together, I'm going to take my lemon pudding and add it to the flour, because when I add the dry ingredients, I'm going to add them in stages so that I don't get covered in a cloud of flour. So I'm just going to mix the pudding mix and the flour together very simply. Also, before I forget, I'm going to add the orange zest, now I'm going to start adding in the dry ingredients a little bit at a time. And of course, don't forget the most important ingredient of all, chocolate chips. At this point, I'm just going to use a spatula to incorporate everything. So I finished incorporating the chocolate chips into the chocolate chip cookie dough. But feel free to add in the chocolate chips as you are adding in the flour. Now you can bake these right away. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover the dough with some plastic wrap I let it chill in the refrigerator for 15 to 20 minutes so that it's easier to work with. So the dough has been chilling in the refrigerator, covered for 30 minutes. Now I'm going to bake them. The oven is preheating to 375, and I have a cookie sheet, really a pizza pan, an old pizza pan that I just slightly greased with canola oil spray. Now I'm going to simply take a 1 tablespoon, dip it into the dough like that, take rounded tablespoons like that, heaping tablespoons, just drop them onto the sheet like that, leaving room between them. I would say that's probably 1.5 to 2 inches. Notice how I'm scooping it out with my fingers, rounding it, help give it shape. If you're not going to use the chocolate chip cookie dough right away, then I recommend freezing it. What I like to do is, well, you could freeze a big ball of dough, but what I think is a good idea, especially if you want to be able to make a few cookies here and there, is to form the cookie dough into balls, just like you're going to bake it, but put the cookie dough onto a sheet pan, cookie tray, something like that, with wax paper, and then put this into the freezer. You can crowd them a bit more than when you bake them, because as long as they don't touch, that's all that matters. You don't have to worry about them spreading when they're freezing. We'll just put this into the freezer just like this and freeze the cookie dough. Once the cookie dough balls are frozen, then you can peel them off of the wax paper or parchment paper and put them into a bag and just have them touch each other. However, do not freeze them all jumbled together, because when they freeze, they will all form a big solid mass. If you want to be able to just take a few cookies out at a time, what you have to do is you have to freeze each ball of dough individually, and then once it's frozen, then you can combine all the balls of dough into a larger bag. So, it's a chocolate chip cookie dough with pudding hack. These were in at 375 for 12 minutes. A few days later, I was in the mood for some more chocolate chip cookies, so I used the frozen dough. Like I said, by freezing some of the dough, you can have chocolate chip cookies with pudding whenever you want. So it's a few days later. I'm going to make some frozen chocolate chip cookies with pudding. Literally just going to take them out of the bag. Once they froze, I took them off the wax paper and put them into this bag. I'm going to simply put them onto the cookie sheet and put them in at 375. The cookies made from the frozen dough took 1 minute longer, 13 minutes instead of 12. But they were just as good. These chocolate chip cookies with pudding were delicious. Although next time I would also add 1 teaspoon of extract and perhaps use lemon zest and lemon extract instead of orange. Combining citrus with the chocolate and the brown sugar was very, very delicious. I shared these cookies with some friends from the gym, and they all commented on the orange flavor in the background and how it complemented everything nicely. So if you're looking for a soft, chewy chocolate chip cookie with something in the background to liven it up, be sure to give this recipe a try. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. For more information about Argentinian food and Southern recipes, please visit my website, parnellthechef.com, and be sure to follow me on social media. Right now, I'm most active on Twitter and Instagram. Once again, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye!